Welcome, and hopefully welcome back if you've seen some of my videos already. My name is Dr. Poppy and I wanted to talk to you for a few minutes now about filters, because you can see there are no filters here today, no fancy filters, no lighting. It's just me wanting to be real and my authentic self with you, and it really got me thinking about the filters we put on our lives. So why do I use filters on social media? Not here, but on Twitter, on Instagram. Filters make me feel good about myself, and I don't think we should avoid using filters ever. If something makes us feel good and it's not harming others, then where is the harm in that? But to be able at times to take that mask off is a very important part of accepting ourselves. And I want to be really honest, it has not been easy for me to share these unfiltered videos. I'm very much in my uncomfortable zone and my stretch zone in accepting how I look and accepting my unfiltered self. And I think this also fits with thinking about our mental health. I mean, how often does someone say to you, "How are you?" and you just answer, "Oh, I'm fine, things are fine," when they're not fine. Too often we want to mask, we want to filter our true emotions, just like we might want to filter how we look. But actually, and although it is okay to have those filters sometimes, because maybe the person who's asking, "How are you?" is not the right person for you to remove that filter with and to have that very honest and vulnerable conversation with. But what is important is finding the right space and the right person where that filter can be removed. Because what I've learned from using filters on social media is, yes, it makes me feel good, it makes me look good, it makes me happy, but then when I look in the mirror, I actually at times feel less happy, like, oh no, where's my perfect makeup gone? So the more that I look at myself as me, I'm accepting who I am, accepting how I look. And I think with our mental health, it's the same. If we try and think we're fine all the time and we don't really speak to ourselves and be honest with how we're feeling, and we keep burying that continually without taking the filter off, then it's only going to make things more complicated when we reach that breaking point, when we haven't got that network around us of people who are aware that we might be struggling, that we're finding things tricky. We might find ourselves isolated. So what's important is, with the right people in the right space, or even just with yourself, removing that mental health filter and really challenging yourself to be honest. How are you? How are you now? How are you feeling? What is good in your life? What are you struggling with in your life? What could be better? What in your life do you need to let go of? And that's hard. But only really when we challenge and look inside ourselves to ask, how am I? Can we then look to make steps towards being better and having a more positive answer to that question. So although there'll always be those times someone will ask, "How are you?" and you'll say, "I'm fine," when you're not, what's important is at other times giving an honest answer. Maybe a good time for me, I find, is in the evening when I'm brushing my teeth. Some of you know I really enjoy brushing my teeth. That's my secret guilty pleasure. Well, when you've got that space just to yourself, look in the mirror, look into your eyes and think, how am I? How am I feeling? How was today? And give yourself that space to really reflect. And it doesn't matter if things aren't great. That's part of being human. Things aren't all rosy. Things, unfortunately, for other people look like they are, because we're seeing filters all the time. We're seeing those tidy, spotless kitchens. I wouldn't show you my kitchen even with a filter. But what we need to do is appreciate that often we're not seeing the true story of how people are feeling, just as we always don't give our true story. So just be true to ourselves. So maybe tonight when you're brushing your teeth, look in the mirror and think, how am I? Will you do that for me? And then whatever your response might be, you can work to either continuing things as they are if they're great, or thinking how you can continue to be even happier in yourself. So thank you for putting up with my unfiltered self, and really great to have you here, and hopefully come back soon for some more content.